Yo, what's going on everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Just got a quick little video with a quick question today. When it comes to doing Void Fisher missions so you can actually farm Void Traces specifically, which type of missions do you personally like to farm? Really doesn't matter what mission you do, either way you're gonna have to farm whatever mission you choose a lot, over and over, until you get all the Void Traces you need. And if you don't want to farm the same mission over and over, you're probably going to be going back and forth between missions a lot, like these two exterminates right here. Me personally, hold on, I gotta change this to back to regular just to show you, but yeah, me personally, I really like the defense Void Fisher missions. The main reason I like defenses is because with the right team composition, you could just fly through a defense no problem. And if you're flying through 5 waves of a defense no problem, well, you could easily fly through 20 waves of a defense no problem. That's my logic. Especially if you have a Warframe like Chroma that can buff the entire team with a massive damage buff, and then maybe a Warframe like Wisp who can do some pretty good damage on her own, and on top of that, she can heal the defensive object. It doesn't have to be these two Warframes in particular. Sometimes I like using Volt so I can get the AoE nuke. Sometimes I like using Sephiroth just because Sephiroth is a fucking badass. It really is up to you. And at the end of the day, I highly recommend farming whichever mission you prefer, which is why I prefer the endless defensive type mission. However, I don't really like all endless mission types. Like, I'm not a big fan of survival at all because you have to wait the 5-minute time limit. And while you could argue it's probably the same thing with a really good defensive squad, you can collect a lot of Void Traces easily, especially if you have a resource booster. I made a small video on this yesterday as well because I didn't even know that resource boosters gave you more Void Traces. And for me personally, this is exactly why I like defensive missions. By simply just going to wave 20 in a defensive mission, I ended up with 170 Void Traces, which is pretty good. And that was just in a single session of me and my team going to 20 waves. So whenever I go back, I'm going to be getting even more, especially if I just do 20 waves every time. Within 10 to 20 minutes, it's not bad. Again, it does depend on your squad. If your squad's not defending the objective and you can't get kills fast enough, obviously the defense is probably not for you. But again, that's exactly why I'm making this video, because I'm curious to know just exactly what you guys like to rock when it comes to Void Fisher missions. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Let me know down below your personal favorite type of Void Fisher mission to run when you're specifically farming Void Traces. And also, don't be one of those weird guys who hates on somebody else because they like to farm something else or they do a specific method. This game is huge, man, and there's so many ways to play it, so play it how you prefer at the end of the day. For example, I have a lot of people who don't like the fact that I actually bring relics when I'm farming for Void Traces. Some people just load into Void Relic missions without a relic and then they farm up the Void Traces. Yeah, me, I'm not doing that shit at all. I'm gonna open a relic every time so I can get extra Void Traces. That's just how I am. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. It's a video game, which means the way you play should be based on your personal preference. So again, let me know down below your favorite type of mission when it comes to Void Trace farming, and also feel free to let me know your favorite Warframe that you like to bring throughout these mission types. It doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite Warframe, just a Warframe you really like that can get a Void Fisher mission done easily. Like I said earlier, I personally like bringing my main Warframe Chroma, but sometimes I like to bring Volt for the speed or Sephiroth just so I can fuck around and nuke with the 1-2 combo. Before this video ends, real quick, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support across all the videos on the channel. You guys have been showing a lot of love and I really do appreciate it. I got a lot more content coming, so stay tuned. And if you got a specific video you want to see from me, feel free to leave that in the comments down below. And that's going to be it for me. Keep your head up, stay positive, and with that being said, thanks for watching.